Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about GitHub. I have opened the Wikipedia page and we'll see what Wikipedia page says, and then I will try to explain the way I understand Git. Okay, so basically when we talk about GitHub, it's a web-based hosting service for version control. So if you have played games in, or if you are playing games now, you could see like what we try to do is we have a checkpoints, a flag position where like once you reach there and you will start the game from the beginning, you will get that access, that point from where you can start. And in few of the games they will try to flag all your positions. So assume if I have crossed to level 1, level 2, level 3, anytime you can go back to the previous level. Okay, so let me get the whiteboard here and I will try to draw something. Okay, so assume I have level 1 and then I have level 2. I have crossed, I have reached to level 3. Okay, so now when I open the game again, I have these check marks saved, so I can go back to any of these. Okay, so the version control also works in a similar way. So since we are talking about programming here on this channel, so let me take an example of a code base here. So assume a scenario where you have written some lines of code. Okay, then over the time, what you did, you write another set of lines. Okay, and in every step you are actually making sure you are making these points saved somewhere. Okay, now what happened is you wrote again some set of new lines, which basically what they have done, it has broke your change, so the flow. So now what you wanted to do is you wanted to make it work, make it, sometimes we think, okay, the way it was working before, if it goes to that level, I am fine. Correct. In real life it might not be possible, but in programming language it is possible. So what we will do here, since this change is not valid anymore, what I will do, I will go back to the previous change. Simple enough. I don't want to drag this concept. Just try to keep this thing in your mind, and what we will do in the following part, we will try to work on these things. So basically the very first thing which I wanted to show you is, if you have created a local project, in my case I have a Xcode project, I wanted to take it to the, or publish it to the GitHub repository. How I can do that? Give me a minute, I'll take you there. Okay, so the first thing which I wanted to show you is, let's open GitHub. And if you don't have an account, you can log in, and this is the page where you will get onto. If I go to my profile, I have a couple of repositories. So Playground, the iOS calculator app, which we created previously, it is hosted here. So what we are going to see today is, I have a freshly created app which has nothing right now in it. Okay, what we wanted to do is, we wanted to have a collection view, simple collection view app, which we are going to create, and we will learn in the course how we are making use of Git. Clear enough? So the very first thing which we wanted to do is, we wanted to create a repository. So let me show you how we can do is, I can go and click a new repository. So I'll say my application name is collection view app. Okay, so this is the app which I wanted to create, and I will say it has to be public. When you create private, you have to pay, but for the public, anybody can access that. We have no problem with that. Initialize with the repository, with the readmes. We will see later when we actually go for any open source libraries which are available already. I'm not covering so many concepts now, but we would be using the open source libraries which somebody has already worked. We wanted to use that set of code. So in that case, if your README is quite descriptive, you have mentioned what exactly your code does, it will help. For now, let's let this option be unselected, and you will go ahead and create a repository. Okay, this way what I have is, I have under my name, I have a repository. Okay, so what Git says is, if you wanted to do to create a new repository on the command line, so I will take you back to the terminal. Okay, and then I will show you how we can actually push the changes. Okay, let me hide this for a while and go back to the Xcode. This is a simple application. I've not done anything. I've just created a single view animation with the name collection view app. Okay, let me hit the terminal. I have shown the shortcut in the previous video. If you have not seen how you can open directly terminal from the your project Xcode window, please go and watch that. It will be very handy. So I have a shortcut, Command Option Shift T, and I'll have a terminal window directly pointing to the project. So the very first step which I wanted to do is, what I will do, I will say initialize Git for me. So what it says is, if let me, okay, let me zoom it, how I can do that with the control. Okay, so it says initialize empty Git repository under some sample project app. This command to highlight what all is there. Okay, so if I wanted to list out what all is under my project, okay, I could get access using this command, and I could see I have a Git project created. So now I could use Git commands. So let me use Git Status, and it says you have, see here, it is quite descriptive. I'll see I am on a branch master. I have not made any commits, correct. I have untracked files, which are, these are the in this color, it's a red color mentioned, and it says these are the untracked files, nothing added to commit, but untracked files present. So use git add. So it is giving us what the next step should be. I'll say git add. I'll just copy this. Okay, and I'll say add this again. I'll use git add for the other files, and then I'll keep on doing for the new files, and I will again do git add. Okay, so now what I have done is, I have added the files which git was telling those are untracked. So how I can check now, let me run git status again, and it says I have added new files. Okay, and if you want to remove the files, you can use git remove, and you can remove those files. There are additional terms which I will be taking step by step, but now what we wanted to do, so what we have right now is, we have a simple project which is there on the local machine. We wanted it to be published here, and then finally we wanted that to be used by others, or you can create branch later. That I'll be covering in the next tutorial. So now what we have is, we have added all the files which were untracked. Now what we can do is, we can use a command called git commit m, and you can have a message. So in my case, it's a initial commit. Okay, I'll go ahead and my commit is done. Now if I go under this, the collection view, I still don't have anything. Okay, so how I can do that? Now it says, to push an existing repository from the command line, I have to use this. So let me copy this, and I'll say, and I'll explain you what exactly is happening. So I'll say git remote add. So I am adding a remote which says origin. You can name it anything else, but this is the standard practice. So let's stick with the origin. And this is the link where our repositories can be hosted. So I'll click OK. And now it has linked my remote with my local repository. Now what I wanted to do is, I'll push the local changes to the git. So let me open this. Okay, let me do command, and now I could see the data is being pushed. Okay, it says new branch master is created. How I can see that? I'll go to collection view app, and you can see Gourav has done an initial commit a minute ago. So whatever the information I have locally, like my app delegate file, view controller, um, everything related to the project, which is there on the Git right now. So that's it for today. We'll be covering the other things like how you can create branches, you can multiple people can work on the same project, how they can commit, if you have merge conflicts. We'll be covering all that. So for today, this is it. Please let me know in the comments. If it was useful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I would be covering the full Git flow in the coming weeks. So thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned. Bye bye.